God men have come into the darkness to bring you the light. We did it for you. We come to light your torch so that you may light up the world.
You could trap me in a straight jacket. I grip the mic with my toes and kick flows which expose those who chose to oppose the sword swinging. 4-5 Taurus, human thesaurus, not the sharpest, smartest, hardest, or hardest with all the charges, but the sincerest, spoken clearest, defiant giant, type of cat inside a ride, speaking calm and quiet, diet consists of 3 meals a day. MCs I considered prey, stalked them in my garden of Eden, left them bleeding, receding like hairlines, rare minds, spit fair rhymes, spare time to share crime with mankind cause they're blind. I enlighten, reciting my verses like holy scriptures, paint pictures that break directors with paper and pencil mixtures. I be true and living, Anunnaki, you call it copy. My light'll blind the sun, now watch me, Omar Gaddafi. Ain't even half as ill as IBC, I'm kamikaze. Collecting
Black
haters'
Philosophical
heads for
Society.
Started at the crimson level, slayed the dragon, chained the devil to the bottomless pit. This ain't as hot as it get. Don't bite off more than you can chew if you can't swallow the shit. Thug Z-Lalo grabbed the money bag and bottled the shit. The fashioner, the designer, making model the shit. I soothe the savage beast, so even make them hostile and shit. Gorilla style.
So yeah, today I want to talk about heaven, man. I'm fascinated by that topic, by that concept, rather. It's one of those things, right, that I feel like completely falls apart. You put just a little bit of thought into it, right? And it just goes to show how little thought believers actually put into these concepts and the things that they believe, because I don't understand how they could maintain the beliefs if they actually put some thought into it. Why am I saying that? Well, first problem is with heaven is that nobody seems to have a clear understanding of what and where it is in the first place. Like, we got some vague descriptions in the Bible, but none that really give you any detail about what's actually going to be going on in this place. Or like I said, where this place actually is. We're going to talk about some of the different concepts of heaven and even hell. We're going to have to talk about hell a little bit since we're talking about heaven. But besides the fact that they don't really know what it's going to be like, no one is able to tell you what you're going to be like when you get to heaven. Okay, yeah, let me backtrack a little bit. Let's start with the most common idea of heaven or concept of heaven. It's paradise, eternal paradise, right? It's the greatest, most happiest, blissful place you can imagine. Like Disney World every day. I don't know what Disney World is like. I ain't never been. I'm just, using an example. Whatever your favorite magical, happy place is, heaven is going to be like that all the time, every day. Now, the obvious problem with that is, how is that any condition, it don't matter how great it is when you get there, how does that stay enjoyable forever? Like, eventually you'll get tired of your favorite place, right? Your favorite food, your favorite movie, your favorite anything. If you had to watch it or do it all day, eat it every day, all day. That's all you could eat, all you could watch, all you could experience is your favorite thing all the time, every day. You don't have an option to not experience it. I ain't never heard nobody say you can opt out of heaven. Like, what if you get there and you don't enjoy it? What if it's not the perfect place to you? See, they would like us to believe that it's going to be the perfect place for everybody, right? No matter what you enjoy, heaven's going to have it. So that gets into another problem. First, you got to deal with the issue that nothing can be enjoyable forever unless I am in control of my heaven. All right? And to me, that's the only idea of heaven that makes any kind of sense. If it's an enjoyable experience, it's supposed to be a forever paradise. And that would mean I get to decide what the paradise is going to be. Now, granted, if God is omniscient and omnipotent, he would know exactly what each person would enjoy, and he would have the power to create that condition, right? So it's not out of the realm of possibility, I guess. It's not logically impossible that God could cater to each and every individual person. But yeah, that goes back to the first problem. Then what is this place? Right? Can't be this place that people describe and have these things that people say are there, because those things are not going to appeal to every person. So I would have to be able to come in and remodel heaven to fit my needs, suit my needs, or it would already be set up the way I like. And at any moment when I don't like it anymore, God would already know that, and it would just change according to how I'm going to feel, any given day. So there's that. But problem with that is that means I'm still me, right? I would have to have some kind of connection to the person that I used to be, some memories, right? Some experience that otherwise, what would it mean to say God knows what I like, right? What I like would be based on who I am on earth. So this is a major issue with heaven that I've heard many people bring up before, but I don't hear a lot of people address it. A lot of Christians don't address it. Theists, period. If I am still me and I may retain all my memories and experiences from here on earth, all right? I think a lot of people think this is what heaven is going to be like. Like when we get there, we're still going to know that we're just came from earth and now we're in heaven. Like we're going to know, we're going to remember the life we had and the people too, which is a whole nother problem. Like you just up there rejoicing in heaven while some of your loved ones are suffering, burning in hell. And you're aware of this because you remember those people. You're just supposed to be happy about that. Maybe God could make that happen. I don't know. It sounds fucked up. But if you retain your memories and you are still the person you were on earth, whether you're in a new spiritual body or whatever, I'm not talking about your physical, I'm talking about your mental state, then what happens when I see somebody that I don't like in heaven? What happens if I see somebody I don't even want to see on earth? I don't want to spend a second around this person on earth. Then I bump into him in heaven. And now I got to spend eternity with this person. Like, what's going to happen? How does that work? They gonna spend eternity fucking harassing and chasing me and like they was doing on Earth? Like what? How am I gonna get rid of them there? Like I'm saying, I have no idea how this shit works. Just believe it. It's one of those great mysteries we're not supposed to know until we die. We're gonna get back to that too, but it's problematic. If I still have my memories and I see, I ain't gonna say who, I'll just say a certain person or certain people in heaven with me, then that shit instantly is not heaven for me anymore. Now I'm in hell automatically. Like I got to spend eternity with this person. So is God going to make me love somebody who I hate on earth? Is he going to force me to feel certain things? And then if that's the case, then how am I still me? If he changes how I feel about certain people, wouldn't he have to change my memories of those people too? Is he going to just erase my memory of those people? Now we get into the next option. It's even worse than the first. Is if we don't have our memories and we don't carry our experiences from earth with us to heaven, then we don't even go to heaven. What does it mean to say you are going to heaven if none of your past is going with you? It's your experiences and your memories that make you who you are, right? So without those, you ain't you. So if you don't have that, then you ain't going to heaven no way. Some new, fresh being, you reborn in heaven as a new creature. But that ain't you no more. And at that point, what the fuck is the point? What good is that? If you don't remember nothing about earth, you went through all that for nothing. You just wake up in heaven and this is just a new experience for you. You just reborn fresh, like a baby. And yeah, it kind of makes this whole experience meaningless. All right, this is just a quick addendum. Said all that shit and forgot to say the main reason why people want to go to heaven. Sometimes I'm trying to be so theological in my approach that I forget who the fuck I'm talking to, right? Like, y'all don't give a fuck about going to meet sweet Jesus or the disciples or some saints or whoever. Y'all want to go see your dead grandmama. You miss your Uncle Charles. That's what it is, man. Y'all niggas miss your Uncle Charles. And you want to get up there and reunite with all your dead loved ones. I don't know how. I forgot to mention that. I did a whole video about heaven, and I know some of y'all gonna pretend like, oh no, I want to go meet my sweet Lord Jesus. Like, bullshit, man. Like, you don't know that nigga. Like, for real, man. Like, and all of y'all got in the back of your mind, like you already know there's a chance that Jesus is gonna reject you. He done already told y'all, right? Tell y'all niggas depart from me. I never knew you. Know you niggas. So all of y'all in the back of your mind, you secretly fear that you could be that person. So I don't believe for 1 second that you waiting to go meet Jesus or God. Or none of that. You don't want to meet fucking Paul. Like, y'all are terrified to have to confront Jesus, God, and answer for your sins and all of that. Y'all ain't even looking forward to none of that shit. Maybe you got a heaven concept that don't include all that, but some of y'all do. Some of y'all gonna be judged. You know, way you tell me that's what you're looking forward to. You want to go see your people. So let's just talk about that idea for a second. How crazy that is. Okay, so you get to heaven, you looking for grandmama. Well, grandmama is looking for her grandmama or her mother or her child or whoever she lost. That person is looking for who they lost. That person is looking for somebody else. You see the problem here? Like, this is all, if that's what you think heaven is, then that's all it could be. It's just going to be people looking for people forever. Like, you know how many people are supposed to be there? No, you don't. You have no idea. You never thought about that. Where did all the people go before Jesus? They all in hell. They all in purgatory. They all limbo. What are they doing? Trillions, gazillions. Don't even, how many people? Countless people done died. Where they go, man? Y'all ain't never worked that out. Didn't get a chance to receive salvation. It was then the reason that everybody just automatically go to heaven by default. Heaven is packed. Even if it was just all the believers that ever died, all the Christians that ever died, it's packed already. And what are the chances of you finding your people? You think they standing there with a sign like at the airport? No, they out looking for their people who they lost. No sense at all. You have fun with that. Your eternal search for your ancestors. And gotta mention, just as a side note to that, that if you believe, and a lot of y'all do, that your ancestors are already up there in heaven watching you right now, watching you from above, protecting you, maybe guiding your steps. You don't really believe that, because that would be creepy as fuck, right? Like, think of all the things you do that you don't want your ancestors to see you do. And then think about what kind of existence that would be. You think that's heaven for them? They just got to spend all their time watching you. You don't get nothing else to do, nothing better to do in heaven, in paradise. They can't find nothing else to do but to fucking spy on you. Idiocy, man. Why do you believe that? Take a little time and examine it. It's okay. The whole life will not fall into shambles if you start to question these things, I promise you. All right, back to it. Now, people gonna say, yes, these things are not for us to know. These are things we're supposed to find out when we get to heaven. Or you gotta go to God and ask him. But that's not gonna work for me. Like, God would know. Your God exists and he's omniscient. And he knows that some of us are not gonna believe things that don't make no fucking sense. It's just not gonna happen. Not just make myself believe that shit. So these things right here, these are problems that stop me from even taking it seriously as a concept, much less believing it. Like I said, just a little bit of thought brought me to these conclusions. Like, how can eternity in any situation be an enjoyable experience? How's that fun? Like, it's just too many questions, right? The concept raises more questions than it answers. And yeah, we just talking about the Christian concept at this moment. I wouldn't even waste any time talking about the Judaic or Jewish concept, because they really don't have no idea what they talking about. Like they haven't even decided on where's is heaven on earth, is heaven in the sky, is heaven, is it 7 heavens, is it one? Are we going to reincarnate? Like they got so many different afterlife concepts in Judaism. Yeah, it's like pick your flavor. Really, you just decide, you get to pick which one you like the most. They don't seem to care too much about having a consensus on this. At least Christians will pretty much say the same thing if you talk to them. They'll give you the same spiel about what it is, whether they can back it up biblically or whether it make any sense or not. But Judaism is not like that. They have a heaven, they have a what do they call that shit? I forget. Abode of something. I don't remember. But yeah, they believe God dwells in the seventh heaven. Those who believe in the seventh heaven, 7 heavens. But they also believe in the Sheol, which is where the dead people live. Not hell. Hades, Sheol is not your Christian concept of hell as much as Christians would like to make it that. No, it's more like a heaven. It's just not the heaven where God is. Anyway, and the Muslims is pretty much just a modified version of the Christian concept. They have different perks and benefits that you can get when you get there, but it's supposedly a paradise. Be with God all day. Some people just think it's just being in God's presence at all times, which makes no sense because God's omnipresent. So you're always in God's presence. So even thinking that there's a place where God lives doesn't make any sense. Y'all got to work these things out, man. Like, I don't know how you expect rational people to accept these things. Why? You have to get to people before they reach the age of reason. Have to reach people when they're children. Religion would not survive otherwise. They say you'll be praising God all day. Like, whatever thing you say we're going to be doing, how do you expect not to get tired of that? Because it's supernatural, right? It's God. God's going to magically make you love doing the same shit every day. Being in a fucking eternal choir. You just singing hymns all day. What? Y'all don't know what you're going to be doing. Gotta wait and see. Like, that's so crazy. The hell is really much same problem as heaven, right? That eventually, like you'll get tired of heaven, eventually you should get used to hell. So just telling me I'm gonna burn forever. First of all, what's gonna burn forever? Me? See, we haven't established what version of me is gonna be there. Is it the me that has my memories and experiences, or a new me that don't know what's going on? Figure that out. Let's assume it's me. It's my spiritual me, first of all. That's what's going to heaven. Remember, y'all can't change. Don't try to change the rules now. Ain't nobody's physical body going to heaven, right? I think we all can agree that's the belief, right? That's the doctrine. So if that's true, why would any physical bodies be going to hell? Wouldn't make sense, right? So we got spirits in heaven, spirits in hell, and these spirits are supposedly burning forever in this magic fire. It can't be a real fire. That wouldn't burn spirits, right? This is God's magical hellfire. But somehow, after what? couple of 100,000 million years, you don't just get used to it. It just don't become the regular normal temperature to you. Like it's gonna become comfortable, even enjoyable probably after a while, right? And some new person come down and it's like it's hot down here, man. It's burning the fuck up. They come, they get down there and just instantly start screaming. I guess. Ah. Everybody looking at them like, what you they eating, roasting fucking marshmallows and shit, chilling. And another addendum that I'm gonna have to stick in here somewhere. When I was talking about hell, a lot of people think that hell is simply being absent from God or out of God's presence. Think about that. God is omnipresent, all present everywhere. What it means. There cannot be a place where God is not present. So that means, yeah, about to say it. God is in hell too. He gotta be. Everywhere is everywhere. He can't be everywhere except somewhere. Some of y'all think God can decide when to be omniscient and omnipotent, like he can turn it off and turn it on. Well, at the moment when he turns it off, then he's not God at that moment, which would be contradictory. Cannot be God and not God at the same time. So if he decides to not be omnipresent for a second, then he's deciding not to be God, because that's a necessary property of being this God that we're talking about. Yes, logic. I know it hurts. But yeah, the reality of it, ain't no place where God can't be or won't be. He's everywhere, including hell, right there with you. And I didn't mention that people might say, when I talked about the hellfire, that God could create a situation where you are tormented forever, even as a spirit. You could burn in a spiritual fire that God created, and it could be painful or torturous forever. Okay, yeah, God could do that. God could also just torment me without the fire. What's the fucking point of the fire then? If it's a magical fire that can burn spirits forever and I'm gonna never get used to it, then why even build fire in the first place? Why not just torment my mind? Just make me feel like I'm being tortured. What's the point of the symbolism of the fire? Think about it. I already alluded to it in this video, so I'm not gonna get too much into it. You're just conflating a lot of concepts. Don't make no sense. Human concepts. God don't need a fire to torment you. He wouldn't need that. So that explanation is not going to help you. That's just going to raise more issues. Anyway, I think that was all of the addenduming I needed to do. All right, back to it. Makes no sense. Got them mixed up Hades and Sheol with hell. Don't know this is a real place. Gehenna, all this shit, y'all all mixed up. You don't know what the fuck is gonna happen, what to expect. You don't know what that shit is. No idea. But you ready to go. Like that's crazy. Why are you so ready to go? Y'all ain't ready to go. First of all, y'all would be fucking, deleting yourselves and getting up there quick as possible. Oh, but wait, it's built in, right? The can't delete yourself clause. I don't know if I've seen that in the Bible or where y'all get that from, but Kind of crazy, right? God said, "Oh, this is the greatest place ever I made for you up here. Got paradise waiting as soon as you die." And you be like, "Oh, well, come on, let me go ahead and hurry up and go to Jesus." Like, oh, nope. Gotta wait. Gotta wait till I call you home. Yeah, wait till you get hit by a train. Then you can come be with me in heaven. Get shot in the face. Won't he do it? Well, yeah, man. It's problems. Problematic. Pardon us. It don't make no fucking sense. I don't know what y'all gonna possibly say besides what I already said, that this is some great mystery that I'm not supposed to know. None of us are supposed to know right now. None of us can know. We just have to have faith that it's gonna be a great place. Yeah, I don't have none of that faith, man. All I got is logic and reason. I know that's not gonna get you to heaven. I know. God poo-poos on knowledge and logic. God favors the gullible, right? Those who believe without seeing. You believe without evidence. People get offended when you say that, but that's in your book. You are blessed if you believe without seeing. So all these people looking for evidence and arguments and using logic and reason, trying to figure it out. God don't care nothing about that. He wants the faith. He wants you to have faith. Did I talk about faith real quick? I will. I don't like when people conflate faith with trust. We all know that faith is defined as belief without evidence, unjustified belief. I don't even if you use the biblical definition, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. What does that mean? Substance of things hoped for, not things that you have, not things that you can see, touch, taste, and feel, not things that you have evidence for. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. Nonsense, right? Poppycock. That's why we use the term blind faith, because there is no justification, right? Don't have evidence. When you lack evidence, you need faith. If you had evidence, pardon me, you wouldn't need faith. Now, let me explain the difference between trust and faith. People think these are synonymous. You have trust in things based on experience, right? If my wife told me she's gonna pick me up at a certain time, I trust that she's gonna do that. I don't have faith, right? I believe she's gonna do it based on the evidence and experience that I have with her. The experience of her showing up every other time, right? So based on that experience or evidence, I can put trust in her. When I go in a courtroom and I'm standing in front of a judge, I don't have trust that this judge is going to do the best thing for me. I can put my faith in him. I can hope, right? Things hoped for. I can hope that he's not going to send me to jail forever. I can put my faith in the legal system. But I'm doing that because I don't have no fucking experience with this judge. I don't have no evidence that suggests that their legal system is going to do me right. They ain't came through for me before. So there's no trust involved there. See the difference? The big difference. You put faith in things before you get the evidence, before you have experience with it. You didn't experience none of that shit that happened in the Bible, but you believe it happened. Right. That's faith. So I reserve trust for things that have earned my trust. You have to earn trust. You don't earn faith. So yeah. That's a dumb thing to say. Not close enough. I ain't got my button queued up today. So yeah, I don't have faith in heaven or hell, that they exist. I don't believe that. I don't have any reason to. There's no evidence. And I almost forgot to mention the Israelite or other Jewish concept of hell. Well, I did mention it. Said that not heaven. I mean, not hell, but heaven. I did say that some Jews believe heaven's going to be on earth. And that's what most Israelites believe. So let's address that concept of heaven right quick, shall we? The Israelites have a much more grounded version of heaven, idea of heaven, right? As other Jews do, like I said. Heaven on earth, second heaven, or whatever they want to call it. When we take back the kingdom, right? We're gonna bring the kingdom to earth. Jesus, Yeshua, Yahushua, gonna come and take back his kingdom and rule over these heathens and destroy the heathens. Can't destroy all the heathens because we're gonna be putting some of them in slavery, right? Whatever. I know he's coming with the sword. He's gonna be taking somebody's heads and putting the rest in slavery. Yeah, the same problem arises with this heaven. What if that's not what I want for my heaven? What if I don't want to rule the Edomites? What if I don't want to become the new slave master? Like, that doesn't appeal to me. I'm sorry. I know y'all think that that's supposed to be an attractive offer. Like, hey, you follow these laws, statutes, commandments, you get the kingdom, you get to put these Edomites back in slavery, all these other nations. You get to do to them what they did to you. But we're not going to do that, right? Because we're not going to be as cruel. But some of them say. Some of them seem not to be so sure about how they're going to treat them. But yeah, that concept doesn't appeal to me. And let me tell y'all why. Not that I don't necessarily want some retribution. The problem is, who are we getting revenge on and for? Like, the people who did the most atrocious things are dead and gone. Like, when y'all standing out on the street corner talking about them feeding our babies to alligators and all the terrible things they did, all those people are gone. Everybody from them pictures that y'all be showing of slavery, all them people dead. The people who did it and the people who were the victims of it. So my whole thing is, how is that retribution? Like, how are the people who did it suffering because we enslaved their ancestors or descendants, rather? We just enslaved their descendants. Therefore, we paid y'all back for slavery. That don't make no sense to me. Cause the people who did it still got away with it. Unless y'all got some kind of weird concept for what happened to them that I ain't never heard. Y'all ain't never told me what's happened to the slave masters. They dead, and we just have to deal with the people left behind who benefit from what they did. Secondly, how does that appease or atone for all the people who were the victims? Like, me having a white slave does not take, it's not, what, I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. It's no consolation to somebody who had the skin whipped off their fucking back and their children stripped out their hands and sold to some other fucking family or some shit. Somebody who got, I don't even know the word, what they call it, when they tie you to horses, tie each your limbs to different horses and let them run them. Come on, man. Like, we don't need to go through all the crazy shit they did. It was a lot, right? So how is, and I just don't understand how that makes it right. How does that settle the score? They had to suffer and die jumping off of ships and like experience the worst shit imaginable. But it's all good if I get to put a white boy in chains. A white boy who ain't have nothing to do with that. Like, yeah, I think something should be done about them, you know, living off of the spoils of slavery. But how is that? I don't see how that's a solution. That doesn't even make sense. That just sounds like something somebody mad would do. Sounds like something you would do out of anger when you can't get to the people who did the thing. But we talking about God here. God could have done something to those people. He wanted something done. Which undermines y'all's whole argument about them going too far. And the Edomites took it too far. They was too cruel and brutal. God never once stepped in to stop them. But now, or in the future, someday, Jesus is gonna crack open the sky. And they're gonna get their judgment. Ooh. Like, fuck out of here, man. Bullshit. They gonna get their judgments for something somebody else did. All y'all can do is say, well, see, the Bible say, prepare slaughter. Prepare slaughter. Like, fucking, no matter how many times you read it, it don't make no fucking sense. Dumb. Yeah, prepare slaughter. Fine. That, I don't even got a problem with that shit. Like, cool. They should suffer for what their ancestors did. Okay, but their ancestors should also suffer. Like, that's just crazy. They should get it tenfold, right? They should have a much more severe punishment than their descendants. But where is that? When does that happen? Like, yeah, I could think of a way better heaven if that's how we doing it. Bring them crackers back up to life from the grave and let us do something to them. Like, this God we talking about, he could have done a whole lot of shit. But no, we just gotta wait. Till one day, maybe, Jesus come. We get some retribution. Foolishness, man. Just imagine if it was you. Somebody broke in your house and brutalized your whole family, terrorized your family, and murdered you. The person who does it, they get to go, they live a long, prosperous life. And then fucking 100 years later, 1,000 years later, like, we go after one of their descendants because they murdered you. That's gonna make you feel better. Like, oh, finally. Got him. That's y'all's heaven concept. I don't know which one is worse. Like, foolish all around. Our elders have already told y'all where heaven and hell really is. States of mind. Dr. Khaled broke it down years ago. I'm not going to be redundant. Like, gods and devils are people. You're a god based on your behavior, just like you're a devil based on your behavior. You in heaven based on how you live. You in hell based on how you live, or based on your conditions, right? Might not even be your doing. You might be getting put through hell. But ain't no fucking magical, mystical, supernatural place. No such thing as eternal bliss or eternal torment. Is it like the Adjustment Bureau? God gonna come in and wipe your memory every night? And you could enjoy it. Yeah, it's new heaven every day. I know. Y'all don't know. Not up to me to know. Gotta ask God. Gotta ask God. Just gonna wait and see. You go right ahead. You fucking blindly. You have blind faith and blindly put your hopes and dreams into some shit that don't make no sense. I prefer reality, rationality, reason. Sorry. The way God made me. I'm just following his divine plan, his predestined plan for my life. Doing exactly what God wanted me to do. Believing exactly what he wanted me to believe. I'm spreading this message he wanted me to spread. You don't like it? Let him strike me down right now. Sorry, not today. Y'all keep praying for it though. Better luck next time. Think while you still can.
Find me in the pyramid
Peace.
landmarks, or wherever you see the dinner snakes, Van Park, sword swinger, swing swords, and throw boulders. Thugsy lay low, Egyptian fire spitting cobra, death grip. I constrict like a jungle boa, and swing swords much faster than your power mower. Thugsy lay low, beastmaster, bull matador, Toro, Toro. Once again, swordman.
Mufasa! Here's a brief synopsis. Call me the station where